And tonight's conversation is the first part of the career transition series where we are looking at purpose and career choices. I mean, we're looking at, hey, should I just move because my friends are saying tech is the next big thing? Should I just switch? Should I just change jobs? Should I just leave my organization because my boss is stressing me and hey, I have options? What should drive or what should inform my choice to switch jobs or to change my career? That's the foundational conversation we want to have, today. Why a career transition? What should I put in perspective? And the subject of purpose is what we're handling to this evening. And there is no better person to handle this topic than our very own DYP mentor, Dr. Samuel Ekundayo. We are so honored to have Dr. Sam. He is a senior lecturer, in Auckland, New Zealand. He's such a profound professional. We are so excited to have him. He is the purpose preacher. He is about the best person you can think about to speak on the subject of purpose. And it promises to be such an insightful experience for all of us. Let me add to that. There are so many things to say about Dr. Sam. He's someone I've followed for such a long time, and I have been so informed, equipped, and blessed by his platform, from him sharing, and I'm so happy to be able to share him with you today, if I may say it that way, because some of you are probably meeting Dr. Samuel for the first time. I want to ask you, where have you been all your life? But it's okay. We meet new people every day, so welcome to the light, okay? So Dr. Samuel is also a certified speaker, coach, teacher, and trainer with the prestigious John Maxwell team. And I'm also so honored, to be a co-GMT DNA tribe. And it's so good one more time for that reason to have Dr. Sam in the house. Dr. Sam is already here. I'll just go over a few more things. Dr. Sam is an internationally sought after speaker. All right. In 2019, he gave a TEDx talk on purpose, the ultimate cure to suicide. And that's one talk, that has been viewed by different people all over the world. One final thing I'd like to mention amongst the many amazing things about Dr. Samuel is that he's the president and founder of the School of Purpose and Influence. In other words, he has been equipping people on the subject of purpose. So you can be sure one more time that you're in the right room, listening to the right person, and it's going to be such a powerful conversation. Guys, Dr. Sam has books as well, 5 books and counting. All right, so that's something you should, information is so powerful. Every man's mountain is their ignorance. So we're going to learn so much today, but just know that when the session is over, there is more you can learn, and that's why you should be planning to connect with Dr. Sam. I cannot end this introduction without mentioning that Dr. Sam is married to a really, really, really beautiful woman who he christens or likes to call. I don't know if I can call her that. He's the only one licensed to do that. But there is a name he calls her that starts from D. When you go and follow him on social media after now, you will find that name and you'll be able to hook up. But hey, her name is Mrs. Blessing Ekundayo, and they are blessed with 2 amazing boys. Ladies and gentlemen, I need a lot of energy in the chat box. If you are ready, I need to see you clapping. I need to see you screaming. I don't know how you do it, but I need to feel like you're screaming in the chat box. I need to feel like you're screaming in the chat box. Yay. Yes, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sam coming up next. He is right here with us. So good to have you, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Christina. I can't wait to get started. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I am totally honored to be here. Very humbled as well, too, because I feel very strongly that it's a great privilege to be able to speak to young professionals today. I'm still very young, so I'm a young professional myself. But nonetheless, I'm very, very excited. I can literally, Christina's excitement is very palpable. You could literally touch, the excitement. And I think everyone in this room should have a similar sense of excitement, because what we're about to talk about today is actually life-changing. And I know that we're not in a church or in a mosque, or in a religious house. Nonetheless, what we're about to hear is life-changing. And I know a meeting like this may not necessarily maybe define it for you, because you may be thinking like, oh, we're not in a church anyway, so why should they? It's just going to be an interesting talk, and we're just going to talk I want you to come expectant. I want you to come with your journal. I'm an advocate of people having a journal, and writing something down. Because I believe very strongly that if anyone is going to make it in life, writing things down should not be an option. It should be something that you would be very intentional about. You would do all the time, especially when it matters, when you're hearing things like this. So please do me a favor. Don't cook beans at the same time. Hear what you're about to hear. All right. Make sure that you are fully here. And sometimes that might mean putting on your video so that you're not distracted. Because putting on a video will make you accountable, right, to being here. Because sometimes, if you're not putting on your video, there is this sense that no one can see me. So, let me just quickly check the bins or something like that. So I just want to really also appreciate Christina and the entire DYP team. I think very strongly that you guys have got a great vision here to serve this generation. And of course, the ones to come with this powerful vision. In fact, the moment you told me about it, it didn't take me long to pray about it and get that yes, that I'm going to be a part of this, and I'm so excited. Thank you very much for the privilege to be able to do this. I'm so grateful from the depths of my heart, and I want to really honor my host. Where is he? Okay, I just said, right. Thank you very much. You're doing an amazing job. And of course, looking forward to our time together later on today. Somebody said I caught them cooking beans. Well, that's what many people do, when we're young. So because we don't have too much time, we're just going to run and do this. And it's going to be an awesome time in God's presence. And I want to celebrate my executive assistant who's also here. I saw her name somewhere the other time. Ifeoluwaro Shegbe, please help me honor that wonderful lady. You're going to see her doing some things later on, maybe sharing links while I talk. She is awesome. She is awesome. She helps me to organize myself. I could be a bit disorganized sometimes. Some of the things I'm going to share today, like I said earlier on, kindly make sure you have a journal, a notepad, and paper. Not many people have invested on the topic of purpose, and it often is something that many people just think, it will be accidental. I'll come about it later. Please don't be one of those people. Make this your defining moment. Let me say that again. Make this your defining moment, that you're going to get, whatever you can get today that will change your life. So let's just get started. Purpose and career. That's what I've been asked to talk about today. Purpose and career, my favorite topic in the world when it comes to purpose. Let me share my screen really quickly, and I want you to do me a favor. All right. On your screen right now, if you're using a phone, it might look a bit tiny, but forgive me. All right. On your phone right now, go to menti.com, MENT.com, and use the code 23415454. Let me see if I can get that in the chat, or someone can help me get that in the chat. The code is 23415454. When you get onto menti.com, just to make sure you're not cooking beans. So let's all try to do this. All right. And I just want you to answer one question. No, not menti. Menti as in MENTI.com. Yes. Sorry. Okay. I just typed that to someone. MENTI.com. Aha. I just did it again. What's wrong? Okay. And it's menti.com. There we go. Menti.com, and use the code 2341. Let me put in the chat so in case you want to copy it, 23415454. Okay. And jump on it. Nobody has jumped on it yet. Because we can see when people jump on it, you will be able to see the number of people jump on it. And I just want you to leave me a word or a phrase for something that that pops to mind whenever you hear the word career or job, or a job, Oh, yes. Okay. People are in, right? All right. Please, all I need you to do is just put your word. You can put as many as possible. I've made this possible that we can put as many as possible. So when you're there, put something in, so I know if this thing is working or not. Oh, yes. Okay, one person is, oh, 3 people are in now. You can see 3 people are in. Fantastic. All right. Somebody said, what I love to do. Yes, when they think about career, they think about their dream. They think about their work. They think about their, 7 people are in. That's fantastic. Somebody says, I think about work-life balance. Okay, that's amazing. Somebody says, I think about achievement. Somebody says, I think about a means of living. Somebody says, I think about fulfillment. Amazing. Somebody says, I think about success. 12 people are in now. Put as many as you can think of. But a lot of people are thinking work means, career or job means work, obviously. But I'm happy that a lot of people are thinking about purpose. That's powerful. That's powerful. And then there's people are thinking about fulfillment, but the two biggest is work and purpose. I see a lot of people, and then I see fulfillment is growing. Fulfillment is growing. Fulfillment is beginning to shrink now. Okay, I can see a lot of people. Means of income, my contribution to the world, satisfaction, profession, journey, work-life balance again, problem solving. But the 3 greatest, or 4, 5 now. 5 appears to be leading the race. Most of us are in, 36 of us are in. Work, purpose, assignment, fulfillment. Those are like the biggest that I'm seeing. Money is there too, shining his eye on us like this. A lot of people want money. Yes, so money, 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 money. It's good, it's good. So many of us here in this room today tend to agree that when we think about career, when we think about our jobs, we are thinking, or we should be thinking, let me use the word should be thinking about purpose. If you agree with those people, all right, please put a yes in the chat. If you agree with those people, put a yes in the chat. That every time you think about career, you think about your job, you should think about purpose. I can see one of my namesake there, Moyosore. Moyosore is actually my name. That's my first name. Samuel is actually my middle name, but because a lot of my friends here who are not Nigerians have nearly cursed me, that's why I've just talked to Samuel jejely. At times people call Moyosore Moyo. Moyo sorry. You just quickly have to, you have to be gentle. Yeah, okay. I can see a lot of yeses in the chat. Amoyo say, Agiri, lovely to meet you. Yes, quite a lot of us agree. Okay, that's awesome. That's fantastic. And a lot of people are still putting things in, but we can all agree now that the agreement in the room is around assignment, work, purpose. Money has become big. in between when we talk about money the other time, and now money has like money has become so big. Assignment, impact. And I'm loving the things that I'm seeing here today because they actually, we're just gonna stop that. You can feel free to log out of Mentee now. But if you want me to send you this screenshot of this, later on, I'll send it to maybe Christina, and maybe if some of you may just love, the what's going on in terms of the interactivity, and you want to keep it, just let us know, right? What I want to talk about today is the fact that when you look at money, when you look at your career or your job from the standpoint of making money, you are getting it wrong. But Dr. Sam, isn't that what it's supposed to be about? No. The origin of work was not to make money. The origin of work. Because anytime you want to understand something, you have to go to the very beginning to understand the purpose of that thing. Work was not created to earn money. Work was not created to earn money. Some of the reasons why many people look for, think of when they think about career, which many of us had the other time, to earn a living, to pay the bills, for food, to be able to at least survive, for clothing, for shelter, to fulfill people's expectations, to combat boredom. Some people, you hear people say, go and look for a job, you are sitting on the couch for too long. All right, for self-worth, for social stimulation, to be a part of something. All right, and for some people, it's because it's a place to go. If any of this is your core and primary reason for wanting a career or wanting to even be successful in your career, excuse me, you are getting it wrong. So today might be a day of unlearning just as much as it is a day of learning. All right, unlearn the idea that you are, your career should just be to make a living, to earn a living, to pay the bills, to be able to put food on the table. In fact, that's a very common term that a lot of people use. I mean, we have to put food on the table now, especially if you're a young man and they say you want to get married, to feed the family. Okay. And if you're a woman too, of course, you want to be a part of something. You want to make sure that, you're also able to sustain a family. This is very important. And when people get this definition or the reason for career wrong, what happens is they believe 7 types of lies. Or should I say, they chase career, they follow their career based on 7 wrong questions. Number 1, they when they are looking for a job or when they are trying to determine what their career would be, they ask this question: what job is most in demand right now? What job is most in demand right now or will be in the future? There are some people that are very strategic. They look at research, they Google, they look at the trends. They say, oh, okay, it's artificial intelligence. Okay, now it is machine learning. All right, let us go there. and you see them, the trends gang go, yes, so trends gang. My problem with such people is that you will never be stable in life. It's not a curse, because trends don't remain constant. Trends change. Change is constant. So today it might be artificial intelligence, tomorrow it might be natural intelligence. And then that's where you see you being tossed around like a leaf on the sea, because you are never stable. So please don't be looking for the jobs in demand right now or what will be in demand in the future. Dr. Sam, are you sure? Yes. And we're going to talk about that today. And I will show you how to stand out in your career. Number 2, another question that that the people who have a wrong mindset about career often chase is, what job is most secure? That job that will never go away, that is there, that was there yesterday, that was there today, I'll be there tomorrow. One of them is teaching. You just see people, because they are looking for security, they just go to become a teacher. They will always need teachers. Or nurse. Nurses is the one, and nurse is the one that is very powerful. And some people can't become a nurse because it's secure. So Dr. Sam, you don't understand. I just, security is very important in life. Should we put those hashtag security gang? All right. And number 3 question is, how can I achieve position, status, or power? Some people call it room to grow. And oftentimes when you hear that phrase, room to grow, it doesn't sound that bad. Okay, they're looking for a career where they have the room to grow. All right, they don't want a career where it's just assistant and then leader, finish. There's nothing like, that's why many people love the Big 4. There's some people are chasing the Big 4 because the Big 4, they have all these amazing titles. From, you just hear today, you are you start from what do they call them again? You start from the lowest, and then after that you become something, and after that they make you clinical executive. After that they make you clinical partner. After that they make you partner executive. After that they make you management associate executive. Thank you, Kenny B. After that they now make you associate partner. After that you now become executive partner. and, and all of those room to grow is always coming out like after every six months. You don't know that they're using that to tie you down. I'm not saying that these are wrong jobs. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm just talking about how if it's your desire, if your pursuit is maybe that room to grow, and that's what's driving you, oh my God, you are getting it wrong. You're getting it wrong. Number 4 question is, where can I get the greatest income? Money, 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 money. You know, all this money gang, you know, you look at career options. A big 4, by the way, the top consulting firms, right? The KPMGs of this world, you know, and so on and so forth. Okay. What was I saying? I was talking about where can I get the greatest income? Some of us are driven by money, right? Driven by, you look at what you could be doing and what other people are doing, and you're asking yourself, oh, there's no money in there. You know, wait, how many of us have ever been told you want to express the desire, maybe to your parent, someone who is highly influential in your life, maybe someone you even refer to as a mentor. You want to express a desire for a career path to someone, and they told you, oh, who makes money doing that? Anybody? If it has happened to you, just put yes. Just put yes in the chat. Who makes money doing that? You have a passion to be a voiceover artist or a radio DJ or a musician or for painting. Yes, so thank you, EJ Adewuni. Itosin as well, Glory, yes. Almost everyone is saying yes, yes. So who makes money doing that? Because they feel like your career has nothing to do with security, has nothing to do with future, current and future trends. They feel like your career has, you can't make money from. So they ask you that obvious question, and all of a sudden you start to rethink your life. But life is bigger than money. Life is way more than money. Help me type it out. Say life is way more than money. All right. And number 5, another question that many that send people, to the wrong path is, what's most advertised in media? You do a research. You go and look at, what's the degree of advertisement of something, and then you that's what you follow, because you believe that it would be something that would bring you a lot of income, stability, or security. Another one is, what are my mates currently doing? Please don't be one of these people. Don't be one of these people. Doing something because your friend is doing it, and because you are best friends now, and you've always been best friends since you were in primary school. So what you might as well. What you don't know is that friend or those friends, they at least know where they are going. So you are just doing follow. Why don't you set the pace? Why don't you be the one that will set the trend? Okay. Why don't you choose what you want to do and let them follow you? Okay. I've come to realize, for those people in life who don't know what they are doing or where they're going, there's always someone who will show them where to go. And most of the time, it's not where you should be going. All right. And lastly, what do my parents or that person of influence in my life want me to do? Let me just camp here for like 2 minutes. Let me just camp here for 2 minutes. If you're in the room and you are pursuing a career because your parents told you to do it, you are setting up yourself for major disaster in life. Unless you have a plan. Maybe you want to spend the next 3-4 years, maybe of going to school or your first job, just to make them happy, because you've tried so hard to explain to them and they wouldn't budge. And you're like, okay, I'm just going to give the first 3 years or next 4 years going to school, getting a job in that field just to make them happy. And then one day I'll tell them, Daddy, I've done or Daddy and Mommy, I've satisfied you. Now, can I now follow my life? Okay. Very, very important. But if you have parents that are understanding and are ready to listen, please have a sit down with them. and preferably not in your house. Take your parents out to dinner. I know it's often the other way around. They're the ones that normally take you out to dinner. But this one is about your future. So I'm giving you a tip here. Buy them dinner. Take them to a public place, like a restaurant, where nobody can shout at each other. All right, where everybody will talk like adults, gently, comfortably. Okay. And you tell them, Daddy, Mommy, I don't see myself doing this. Okay. That's one tip I want to give to you. Anytime you want to talk to your parents and want to get the best out of that conversation, always take them out to dinner. Number one, they will respect that you are the one paying for the dinner. Number two, you are in a public place, nobody can shout at each other. And number three, it will be a meaningful conversation because you are literally facing each other, compared to when Daddy is sitting and his leg is crossed like this on his favorite couch, and then you are standing right before him. All right, it can be a bit tough. All right, okay, but I've given you those seven lies that many people follow. All right, somebody's already getting inspired or blessed. Say yes in the comments. Awesome. All right, Dr. Sam, I'm sure you're probably asking right now. So you've told us about what career shouldn't be about. The lies we shouldn't believe, the questions we shouldn't follow. Why? What exactly should our careers be about? I'm glad you asked. But I want to say this statement first, and it will be the foundation of everything else I will talk about today. Your job should not define who you are. And your job should not define your self-worth. Let me say that again. Your job should not define who you are, and your job should not define your self-worth. I always say to my mentees, and most places where I go to speak, never make anything that can be taken away from you tied to your self-worth. Let me say that again. Never tie anything that can be taken away from you to your self-worth. If you do, you are hanging by a thread. Your life is hanging by a thread. If your career is what defines your self-worth, the day something happens to your career, your self-worth is gone. That's why you see people hopeless and depressed, because they sacked them from a place of work, because politics shifted them, because the restructuring happened, because all these kind of things that could literally happened, and then they are shocked by life. Recently I was doing a study, and I realized there's a difference between it is finished and I am finished. It is finished is a statement that is made by people who are on an assignment. And when that assignment ends, or when that phase of life ends, they say it is finished. Thank you. They say it is finished. That's my lovely wife passing me water, by the way, in case all of you are wondering. I'm not speaking to any spirit yet. Okay. All right. They say, when someone is living their purpose, they say it is finished. Okay, so for instance, politics push you out of your job, or something happens from that thing, you say it is finished. It is finished. But if it is tied to your self-worth, to your identity, to who you are, to all your essence, once that thing finishes, your statement will be, I am finished. Once that thing finishes, you're like, I am finished. I need you to help me put it on your Twitter, on your story, on your Instagram right now. It will bless somebody. Tell them there's a difference between I am finished and it is finished. When people don't know their purpose, when anything they've tied to their self-worth finishes, they are finished. A woman came to me, I think about 5-6 years ago, when I was just really starting out on this journey, and she said, Dr. Sam, I'm about to commit suicide. I was like, what? Why? How? She said, you don't know, you don't understand. I said, please tell me. She said, my job for the last 20 years, all of a sudden, the job, the business where she's working is going through a major restructuring. In fact, downturn to be specific, and they had to be letting go of many of their management employees. All right, the ones that are earning the big bucks, reducing them by their number. And this woman said, Dr. Sam, you don't understand. My job is my life. That was the statement she made. My job is my life. I was like, what? And the moment in fact, they hadn't even sat there. They had just started talking about it. And she had started feeling suicidal. Why? Because she rented a house in Lekki. She has a big car. There's a big lifestyle that is around that job. And she told me that if she lost her job, she's lost her life. I mean, it was a very difficult thing reorientating her at that particular point in time. For someone who had been 20 years in her career, she's way older than I am. She's in a management position. Someone you will call successful when you see them outside riding in the Jeep. But she had tied her job to her self-worth. All right. Very, very important. Enough to be able to understand the career to follow. Because a wrong career will cause you to lose who you are. Let me say that again. The wrong career will cause you to lose who you are. It will cause you to lose your authenticity, your uniqueness, your creativity, your sense of innovation, your imagination, your vision. Like a wrong career can cause you to lose all of those. And you become another man, like a completely different person from, we all were born dreamers and authentic people. All of a sudden, life starts to reteach us, and it's often the sense of security that retrains us and starts to make us feel like we must make decisions based on our security. Who told you that your security is based around what life has to offer? Let me say that again. Who told you that your security in life is based around what life has to offer? Who told you? Where did you get that school of thought from? Your security in life is first of all internal than external. No, not even first of all. Your security in life is only internal, not external. Anytime a man makes whatever external to him is security in life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, a career, whatever it is, your money, your bank account, anytime you make something external to you, the source of your security, your life is hanging on by a thread. The only thing that should be your security should be who you are. And that's what no one can take away from you. And that's why you must invest in who you are. You must invest in who you are. Invest in your purpose, invest in your identity. And I know some of us are asking that question. So, Dr. Sam, how do I understand? How do I know this purpose? And that's one of the things I want to share with you today, because then it becomes what helps you to make the right career choice. All right, what I'm just going to share today is just how to discover your purpose. But if you want to know really more about purpose, then please apply to the School of Purpose and Influence. Unfortunately, I think today is the last day. Today is the final day, and you have to 12 midnight to apply. So if you want to apply to the School of Purpose and Influence, you want to really get and understand your purpose fully, all right? I'll give you some tips today, but I don't know if it will be sufficient for you. But if you want to know more, just go to spinuniversity.org. Thank you, Felua. Just go to spinuniversity.org right now, okay? I want to share with you 6 places to look to discover the purpose of God for your life. And when you know that purpose, then making the right career choice could be very, very easy. because you will make it. It will stem from who you are. The origin of work, right? The origin of work, if for those who are here who are not Christians, please forgive me, right? But I have to share this. The Bible is my own basis of faith, and I always refer to the Bible for the origin of anything. The origin of work was not based on the downfall of man. God didn't give us work to punish us. Work already existed before man fell. Work already existed before man fell. So work was given to us to fulfill purpose, to live a fulfilled life, to live a life of impact, to live the life of dominion that God wants us to live. And that's why you see people, whenever they get their career right, you see that they have this extraordinary impetus, confidence, influence about them that is unusual. Whether they are teachers in a primary school, it does not matter. They may not even be earning as much money as the person who is riding a Jeep down the road, but you see them joyful, happy, feel like a square peg in a square hole. You feel like their life counts. In fact, the confidence with which they speak and talk about their career or their life or their future is as if they are a prophet. I don't know how to describe this, but you probably understand this if you have been following me all along. Right? People who are in the right careers for them have this extraordinary audacity about them. They are not moved by the economic situation. They are not moved by the Great Resignation. It does not concern them because their security is not in the job. Their security is in themselves. Listen to this. God is not opposed to work. God is not opposed to work. In fact, he gave us work. Right? If you want to know more, even God himself worked. So if you study Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, you see the origin of work. God himself started to create things. That's work. And the Bible says in Genesis chapter 2, verse 2, that after he had done it, he rested from the work. So God worked himself. And then later on, he gave man work. He gave man the garden. He said, tend the garden, placed man in the garden and start working. So God is not opposed to work. But where people start to have misconception about work was what happened in Genesis chapter 3 when man fell and God cursed man. Okay. And when God cursed man, listen to this, because this is going to be somebody's deliverance. This is going to be somebody's deliverance. When God cursed man, he said something, and I should read it because it will help us. I want to make sure I quote it exactly. And this will be in most religious books as well, too, right? Listen to this from verse 17. And I'm just going to read to verse 19 of Genesis chapter 3. He says, and to the man he said, since you listen to your wife, okay, I always joke about God is not saying don't listen to your wife. Since you listen to your wife and ate from the tree, whose fruit I commanded you not to eat. So God is literally addressing what man had done, the same. Listen to this. The ground is cursed because of you. All your life you will struggle. This is the very first time that struggle will ever appear in the Bible. This is the very first time struggle. Work was not designed for struggle. In the original design of work, it should fit into who you are, fit your purpose, fit your dominion. You should enjoy work. Work should be like play. But because man fell here, he said the ground is cursed because of you. All your life you will struggle to scratch a living from it. It will grow thorns and thistles for you, though you will eat of its grains. By the sweat, this is also the first time sweat shows up. By the sweat of your brow will you have food to eat until you return to the ground from which you were made, for you are made dust, and to dust you will return. So any work, listen to this, any work that causes you to struggle, that causes you to oversweat, and that you want to almost die there, is most likely not God's will for you. You are supposed to enjoy work. You were designed to enjoy work. And how do I know this? Part of your purpose is God's ordination or employment for you. Dr. Sam, what do you mean? In other words, God predetermined when he was creating you the kind of work you're going to do. And I'm going to share with you 6 places to look to find what kind of work you should do. 6 places to look to find what kind of work. I could go deeper than that, but if you want to know deeper, if you want to get great understanding, all right, we can, you can sign up to the School of Purpose and Influence, and then you'll get to know deeper, all right? But right now, because of time, we need to move fast. Number 1 place to look, I always say this, is to go directly to God himself and say, God, why have you created me? So if you have a relationship with God here, a personal relationship with God, and you're not just doing religion for whatever religion that you're doing, and you have a personal relationship with God, I want to challenge you, all right? I want to challenge you, one of these days, take about 3 days off, a personal retreat time with God, and you just decide that you are going to ask God one question. And that question is, Lord, show me why you have created me. Do it in a place of prayer, in a place of consecration. All right, consecration. And you are determined to just hear from God. Okay? And you have that personal retreat with God. No matter your religion, you can do that. And when you go into that place of prayer, all right, put your pen and your paper, make sure you go with your pen and journal. You can tell I'm very big on writing things down. All right, go with your pen and journal. Whatever whispers to your spirit, write it down. All right. You will be shocked at what you're going to hear. Okay. All right. That's number 1 place to look. I talked about look up. So that's the first thing I just said, look up. Spend some time with God and ask God, why have you created me? Okay. I did this in 2016. Listen to this. This story will help someone. Since the age of 14, I was very ambitious. And my ambition was to become a professor. My greatest dream in life at that time was to become a professor. Somebody will say, is there anything wrong with having a dream? No. There's nothing wrong in having a dream. And there's nothing wrong in being ambitious and dreaming big. Nothing wrong. When it gets wrong is when that dream is all about you. It has nothing to do with serving your generation. Because ambition can be very selfish. You need to convert that ambition into vision. You need to convert that ambition into vision. Ambition is selfish. Vision is selfless. Okay? All right. So if it's a dream that has, been on your mind for a long time, right? Ask God, what is the purpose of God for your life? What is his purpose for your life? And you might be able to connect the dots, right? But we'll talk about that another time, right? I've talked about the first place to look up. The next place to look is to look within you. All right, this one will probably take a lot of our time because I'm most passionate about this one, right? Within you are gifts, talents, right? Gift and talents are the same thing. Your temperaments. And that's why I was talking about the other time, investing in who you are. Some of you don't even know your temperament. You've never done any tests online for free. All right, to even know your temperament, to ascertain what your temperament is. That's how many of us, we rather spend money on makeup and spend money on designer than spend money on the things that will design your life. Please, if you're one of those people, stop doing that. Invest more in your inner makeup than your outer makeup. This one will fade. Mary and Kay, sometimes they can get this, Mary will go this way, Kay will go this way. But when you invest in your inner self, it doesn't go like that. Very important. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is your temperament is a gift from God. Yes. The fact that you have a massive energy, that you are the energy of the room, it's a gift. And it's very connected to your career. Absolutely. Some of you are quiet. It's a gift. Don't try to become loud like me because you feel like, oh, Dr. Sam is popular. So maybe it's because he's loud. So let me try to be loud too. I'll become popular. You just do you. If you're quiet, if once you know you, be you, do you. Let everything you do be an outflow of who you are. I wish we had 5 hours. Let everything you do be an outflow of who you are. Let the Choice of a Career be an outflow of who you are. Invest in who you are. Invest in your gifts, in your talent. I want to talk about gifts for a minute. And talents. I need you to recognize this. Your gift is an extension of the grace of God upon your life. Your talent is an extension of the grace of God on your life. We call it gift because God gave it to you. Why? He gave it to you to fulfill purpose. So when a man looks at his gift, you can literally see the nature of the purpose of God for your life. He doesn't tell you what your purpose is, but he can give you a clue or a cue to that purpose. You get a sense of what that purpose might be. Because I always tell people, your purpose is not obvious. You need to ask God himself. Only God can literally reveal his purpose to you. Your purpose can only come by revelation, doesn't come by speculation. However, some of these other 5 things that I'm about to tell you will give you cues to the purpose, but it's not the purpose. Don't mistake your talent for your purpose. But we'll talk about that fully deeper later. But now I need to get across these 5 things to you. And your gift is what I'm talking about right now. Your gift is an extension of the grace of God on your life. Let me tell you why this is so important. Grace is the power of God at work in someone's life to be able to produce the result God himself will produce. Let me say it slowly. Grace is the power of God in the life of a man to produce the result God himself will produce, God-like results. Because we are made in the image of God, there is an area of life where you've been empowered and engraced to function like God. You know, image means, it's like when you stand in front of a mirror, you know, when you raise your hand, the image in the mirror too will raise his hand, right? When you do like this, the image in the mirror too will do like this. When you, so there is an area of life where you've been literally made in the image of God and you are a reflection of what God himself would do. This will be what your career should be about. Somebody following me? Find that area of life where you carry grace. Many times when we hear the word grace, we always think it's about salvation, to be saved alone, you know, and they ought to have mercy on people. Grace is more than that. It's bigger. There is an area of life where you do things extraordinarily. People call it miracle. In Yoruba, people call it iya, leno. In other words, people see you, they go, you mean? There is an area of every single person in this room has that area of life where they do iya, leno. Find your own area of iya, leno. And you will never have to beg for a career or beg for a job. You will never have to go to an interview and you're saying, please give me this job. I remember the first time I would land a full-time academic job here in New Zealand with a high institution. They only wanted to hire one person. There was only budget for one person. And they had hired the person before I walked in the room. They had hired the person. So I was a mere formality. My interview was supposed to be mere formality, as well as a few other people that may have been interviewed after me. But I didn't know, you know, nobody, it was later that I knew. I got into the room and they asked me a question, why do you want this job? And I said something like, I said something like, this job, I feel very strongly is a part of my purpose in life. I've always had the desire to teach, but I've come to realize that my ability to impart knowledge is beyond just wanting to make a living. Those were the exact words that I said, something like that. I've come to realize that teaching for me is my life. Teaching for me is my dream, is my purpose, is what I'm called and born to do. Imparting knowledge is who I am. The professor that was interviewing me said she had to whisper to the other person that we must get this guy. He said, I don't know where we're going to find the budget from, but we must get this guy. And then I was very young. I was also very young. You know, I got my PhD at the age of 26, so you can tell, very young. You know, the lady said she said to the head of school, we have to get this guy. wherever we're going to find money, we have to get this guy. Because I was speaking with so much conviction and confidence. I was not begging for a job. And they started to ask me why I believe that teaching is part of my purpose. So I started to explain. They were too convinced. You had to create a budget for me. Listen to this. Don't just get a job for those reasons we mentioned earlier. Get a job because it's a part of your purpose. It's connected to your purpose. It's an outflow of your gifts. And let me tell you something about gift real quick. That's why I always say, I always spend too much time on this one because it's my favorite part. Let me tell you something about gift real quick. Your gift has been designed by God to be the source of your value. In other words, a man that does not find his gift will never be valuable. Even if you do, it will soon come crashing. Because no one can take your gift away from you. They can take hard work from you. You can work hard in a place where all of a sudden they will just say that we no longer require your services. But if it's your gift, that's you. They can't take your gift away from you. Let me tell you what I meant earlier on by what I was just about to say. The way God has designed it is such that this is a principle, and I want you to write it down, please. The way God has designed it is when a man finds his gift or a woman finds his gift and decides to work on that gift to the level of maturity, heaven and earth has been designed to have a meeting together. When that gift becomes mature enough, they will hold a meeting and they will cause trouble on earth that will demand only that gift that you carry. I don't have the time to prove it to you, all right, because my time is actually up now. And I'm always very careful, okay? But listen to this. Heaven and earth has been designed literally to work together when the gift is mature, not just when you discover it. When the gift is mature, something will just happen. One crisis, one need will show up in a quarter, in quarters that matter, and it will be you that they will send for. I've done a lot of study on this. I've looked at my life personally. I've seen it happen many times. Time will not permit me to literally be giving you stories one by one. And guess what? Whether you are in prison, whether they imprisoned you, whether you are in the cave somewhere, whether you are in poverty-stricken position somewhere, that gift will find you out. As long as that gift has been practiced and used to maturity, when that maturity stage reaches, heaven and earth they've been commanded. It does not matter whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, you are young, you are old, you are you are thin or you are fat, or you are born in poverty, or you are born. That's why I always tell people that are born in poverty, you are not at a disadvantage. You are not. Let me say that again. You are not. There are many people who are born with silver spoon in their mouth and they still don't know their purpose. They don't know anything about. Don't worry about them riding Jeep and all of those things. If you don't know your purpose, your life is hanging on by a thread. That's why you still see many people, no matter the amount of money they have, they're still depressed and they still want to commit suicide. In fact, they will be jealous of you that you don't have anything because they feel like that money is their curse. Someone says, how does one identify the gift? Time has gone. All right. Come to School of Purpose and Influence. Okay. But I'll give you a tip later. Okay. You must identify your gift. It's everything you do should be an outflow. Your career choice should be an outflow of your gift. Let me share one more place to look, and then I'll show you where to find the remaining other 3 places to look later. And if you are one of those people who have learned something today about investing in themselves, you invest in yourself. Okay. Number 3 place to look. I've told you, look up, look within. I want to talk about look around you. This is especially very good for your career. See, around you are some problems that are calling out your name. Problems that are calling out your name. Needs in people's lives, needs in your community, needs in your environment, in your country, in the country that you live in case you don't live in your own, in your country of origin, all right, that keeps calling out your name. I always say that is purpose calling out your name. Many people, you don't know, purpose has been calling you since you were, I don't know, since you were 12, 13, 15. There are some specific problems that you take quite personally. You take it personally. In fact, you will share with your friends, say, Christina, don't you see those kids that are not wearing clothes? You can see how they're just walking up and down and they don't have clothes. Is it not annoying that no one can provide them clothes? And Christina said, so what's your problem? Are you the government? You are the government. Any area of life where purpose is calling out your name, you are the government in that area. How do I know? Oh my God, we need time. That is literally the meaning of the word dominion. Have dominion. In other words, rule in that area. You are the government. Somebody help me type it out. Say, I am the government. In any area of life where you've been designed to fulfill purpose, you are the government in that area. You call the shots. You make things happen. You don't wait for things to happen. You don't blame the government. You don't blame things, the situations and the circumstances. You don't blame the economy. You make things happen. You are the government. Enough of blaming the government. And the roads are not. Get something done there. The source of your value is in fixing that problem. Is in meeting that need. Let me say this last statement and then we'll finish. And then we'll take questions. And I'll tell you where to find the rest of the things that I should have said today. I always tell people this. Sorry about the noise. My mic can pick a lot of things. So in case you're hearing the noise, sorry. I always tell people, be the solution first. And you would attract the problem that you're born to solve. Be the solution first. Invest in yourself to become that solution. Invest in your gift. Find your gift. Keep developing your gift. All right. Time will not permit us to talk about how to develop your gift and all that. So many things I want to tell you today, but I wish we have a 5-hour masterclass. Okay. Develop your gift. And you see that heaven and earth will connive. They will just open one door, one opportunity for you from nowhere. They will say that if anybody solves this problem, they will give them something $1 million, or they will make them one CEO or something, or they will be a partner in, and then you'll be wondering how, where, when. Be the solution first, and you'll attract the problems that you're born to solve. That's me for today. I hope you've been blessed. Listen to this. If you're one of those people, you're wondering, how do you discover your gift? What do you do? How do you mature the gift, make the gift mature? You should buy this book. If you're a multi-talented human being in the house, this book is for you. Your problem is that you're multi-talented, right? You can get it from Roving Heights in Nigeria. You can get it from Amazon if you're outside of Nigeria, right? Your problem is that you're multi-talented. I wrote this book for those who are multi-talented and don't know what to do with their multi-talents. They are here, they are there, they are neither here nor there at the same time. Okay. This book is the answer to all the questions you've been asking about solving. I think it's 3,000 naira or 1,500 or something. I don't even know the amount in naira. If you please help me. All right. So that's it. Yeah. If is putting the links up there. And if you want to know the remaining 3 places to look to find purpose, purpose in crisis is your answer. Okay. Inside this book, I shared those 6 places with detailed examples and questions you can ask yourself as well, all right, that you can take. If you're not a reader, all right, there's a whole course that you can take on this, that is video explained that can help you. So just go to courses.spinuniversity.org, all right, and then you'll be able to find it there. And that has been my time today. Thank you, everyone. Christina, I think we can go to questions. And I'll pay me, sorry.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Trying to get a pair on board. Wow. Guys, honestly, I had a feeling that we'll have the time struggle. But you see, when we tell young professionals, come for a 4-hour class, like, it will look like it's too much. Do you guys see? Do you see? Okay, over to you. Thank you, sir.
Right. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. That was such a powerful session. And I'm sure, like, I can see from the chat box that a lot of people would relate. And I'm sure that we're living with, one or two things or even more from this session. And I want to believe that, for those of us that are currently here, I want to believe that our lives will not remain the same. Like, you are not allowed, like, it's a no for your life to remain the same after, encountering this, kind of wisdom tonight. Okay, so thank you so much, sir. I pray that grace continually abounds. Okay, so during the course of while you were talking and going through these different things, we received some questions on the chat, and I would just like to ask these questions so that you can provide answers to them. I'm sure it might help other people as well. Chat. Okay, so the first question is, what if your spouse is a person you need to convince about a change of job? So, because I know that, it's very important, like it's a very tricky situation, especially when you're married and then you guys are not aligned in that area. So I think the person's question is like, what if you have a spouse that doesn't, yeah, going to Sokoto is in going to Calabar? Like, how do you go about that? So thank you, sir.
All right. Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself there. All right. So the question is, what if you have to convince your spouse, right, about a change of career? Is that? Yeah, okay. This is why I normally always suggest for young people here who are not yet married, please marry your purpose partner. Marry someone who understands your purpose. Because there will come a day like this where you are going to need to convince them about something. And if they don't understand the root of your life's philosophy, which should be your faith and your purpose, in my own opinion, then you will struggle to convince them. But when they already know, right, and both of you already know the purpose of God for your life, and it's the purpose alignment that is one of the reasons why you decided to get married to each other, the convincing will be straightforward. However, let's assume you're already married and God has helped you, you are in this situation now. What do you do? Okay, one of the things you need to really do is to come out to your partner and talk from a place of purpose. I've come to realize one of the ways to convince anyone in life, whether at a job interview, is to literally come from a place of purpose. It's a very powerful thing to say. It's not something that people lie about quite often. In fact, you don't hear it in interviews when people say, this thing is a part of my purpose. So the same way, if you're trying to convince your partner and you strongly feel that maybe this new career path is about your purpose, is connected to God's purpose for your life, feel free to actually say it out loud and say, honey, I feel very strongly that this other thing is the area of my gift. It's me. It feels like me. It's an outflow of who I am. The ones I've been doing before, it's more of trying to be there. It's the rat race. It's pursuing people. I was doing it because I was trying to just make money or fend for the family. And sometimes we all have to do that job. Sometimes we all have to start there, when we are ignorant or where we are trying to settle into a new environment or whatever. All right. But there will come a time where you would wake up to all of that and you're no longer chasing a visa or whatever. And then you realize that it's time to actually pursue purpose. Feel free to say that out loud. They may not understand, to be very frank. They may not understand. I give it to you, they oftentimes will not understand. Why? Because purpose is not always obvious. People can't look at you and guess your purpose and know. So when you try to explain your purpose to people, they often don't get it. Okay, but you still have to do it anyway. And hopefully the person you've married is understanding enough to understand that even though they don't understand what you're saying, they trust that you're making the right decision and it's their job to support you. That's the only hope there can be. That there is no magic wand you can wave for them to immediately just believe you, unfortunately. In fact, let me shock you. When you tell people that this is your purpose, oftentimes they don't want you to pursue it. Because at the beginning of pursuing purpose, it doesn't sound attractive at the beginning. Number one, it may not have enough money, a lot of money inside. It may not be what a lot of people are doing, so they won't get it. They will. So let me prepare your mind. Like all of a sudden, the security of the money you are bringing into the family. You mean you want to pursue purpose? So what's the purpose? You want to start doing photography? When we will make money out of that? All right. You know, there's a whole lot of things I could say about that, but I'll just leave it there.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And whoever asked the question, I want to believe that your questions have been answered. Your question was very much answered, well by Dr. Sam. Okay, so I'll just quickly go to the next question because of time. The next question says, how does one identify his or her gifts?
That person didn't want to buy this book, Sha. You didn't want to go and buy
the book. Oh.
All right, so in this book, I think I have about 4 questions that you can ask yourself, 4 tests to finding your gift. Let me see, find your gift, and I wrote there 4 tests. Okay, so it's right there. And of course, even if I tell you now, this is where you can get the most buttressing. So buy the book yourself. All right, let me give you 1 tip. Right, number 1 is, what is that thing you do that you consistently get supreme results? When I say supreme results, I don't mean comparing yourself with anyone or competition. I mean results that speak for themselves. Something you do that you almost are bound to get results all the time. That you do that you feel supremely qualified to do. You feel like there is something backing you up. In fact, you feel like whenever you do it, you are not the one doing it. There is something doing it on your behalf or through you. And I like to say it like this, all right? When I'm in a church, I will say something like, it is God doing it through you. Yes. And if you understood what I meant, what I said the other time about grace, yes, that's what it really means. Grace is God doing something through you, because the only way you can produce godlike results is if God himself does it through you. So grace is similar to the word anointing, where you've been anointed to do it. So there is an area of life where everybody feels engraced, empowered. It comes with ease, it flows. Like they wake you up, you will do it. In fact, it's the reason why you wake up anyway. So by the time they now wake you up to do it, you do it effortless. If you haven't found that thing, you are one of those people who struggle to wake up. You snooze your alarm like 75 times. Anytime your alarm sounds like 6 a.m. like this, you change it to 20 more minutes, 10 more minutes, until it's now too late. And then that's when you now stand up. That's probably not the best, best career.
The best way.
You all get the point I'm trying to make. So that's one of the ways to find your gift, where you feel an area of life where you feel ease, where you feel that it's located, you feel an anointing, you feel a sense of confidence, you feel that you will always get results over and over and over and over and over again. And again, the reason is not because you do it, so it's because there is something, there is an external power, there's a supernatural backing you up in that area of life. For me, let me give you an example. Maybe this will help someone. For me, it's speaking. I was joking the other time and I was saying that I wish we had 5 hours. I actually wasn't joking. If we had 5 hours, I would make sense for the next 5 hours, and that 5 hours will still not be enough on this one topic.
Wow.
Yes, to the glory of God. All Right, not pride now. And I was talking about the confidence the other time. When you found your purpose, you are just, there's this extraordinary audacity in impetus. People think it's pride. It's not pride. It's confidence that comes from purpose. All right, and that's why I'm really begging everyone in this room, please invest in yourself to find purpose. It's very, very powerful. So find your own area. Mine is speaking. And of course, listen, you can also be average in the area of your gifts. And that's why developing that gift is also very important. If you abandon your gift, you'll be average at it. I don't care even if you are gifted to sing, but you never sing, you never practice your singing, you'll be average. Even you will not recognize the gift anymore. So please, if you have abandoned your gift in this room, go and pick it back up again. It's the source of your value. Don't die chasing jobs up and down. Don't die chasing positions and titles up and down. It's better to develop your gift instead. And let everyone open doors for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay, I think what's time now? Okay, I think I'm just going to take one more question because of time. Okay, so the next question I have here is, hello sir, for how long should we wait for one's gift to mature and develop before we can step
I like that question.
As a
I want those smart. I want those smart in here. Like smartest gang. They want to calculate.
Like, how do you? Okay, so that's the question. Before you can step out, as a solution.
Okay. Praise God. Thank you, Okoyemi. Okoyemi, I want us to take this question that I'm seeing here. So please, let this be the last question. Okay. This other one that says, I'm currently working as an assistant teacher, but the salary is too poor. I want to speak to people like that. I think it will help. But let me answer this other question that we just asked now.
Okay.
About how long. If you're taking notes, please write this down. As a smart person, it's crucial that you want to understand how long should you wait, okay? Because all of us, oftentimes, we want to plan our lives. Your gift matures between 2 years of consistent daily practice and use, between 2 years, listen to this, and 7 years. How do I know, you would say? I remember I started in 2016. Today, we're in 2022 now. And look at me. Nearly every week, at least twice, I'm speaking somewhere. Every single week. Okay. And it's not because of, these are not even me speaking in some of my own personal expressions, right? These are people looking for my gift. Okay. But it took that long to get there. What I rarely share is that I do practice in front of a mirror in 2016, 2017, all by myself alone, just speaking to an audience of myself alone in the mirror. All right. I learned about extemporaneous speaking, and I would just speak extemporaneously on any topic of my choice. And I went from speaking 5 minutes and I'll get tired to 10 minutes to 15 to 20 to 30 to 1 hour. It was when I got to 1 hour that I realized I think I'm getting there. I've gotten there. And that's why I was joking the other time that 5 hours we could still be here and I will still have a lot more to say to you without repeating any word. Or if I do, it will be buttressing. So it takes that. And I've heard L. Nightingale, John Maxwell, Jim Rohn say this thing that I'm about to say to you, and I think you should write it down, especially for that person who is very calculative. They said that if you will practice every single day, this thing is every single day, on something that you are gifted in 1 year, you will become an expert in that thing. So you could draw a chart, all right? Or pathway. In 1 year, you become an expert. All right. Every day for at least 1 hour. If you practice every day for at least 1 hour, some of us can devote 3 hours for series on Netflix, but you cannot devote 1 hour to the practice of your gift. You are toiling with your future. All right. 1 hour every day. In 1 year, you become an expert. In 3 years, you become a national phenomenon. I don't care what country you live in. Yes, even if you live in Nigeria, that's what I meant by that statement. Because some people feel like they are at a disadvantage. They say, Dr. Sam, you don't understand. For Nigeria, it'll probably take longer. No. It doesn't take longer. Go and ask anybody. Go and ask the John Obidis of this world. Go and ask, some of the amazing people that are doing great things. Go and ask one of our mentors here, Bankole Williams. Ask anybody. They will tell you. They'll be able to lay down their own trajectory for you. In 1 year, you become an expert. In 3 years, you become a national phenomenon. In 5 to 7 years, you become a global phenomenon. If you would practice that gift for 1 hour at least every single day, you must find that 1 hour. For me, it's speaking, it's writing, and every single day, even till now, I still do it for more. And now I've done more than 1 hour because it's become my life now.
Part of me.
Yeah, it has become a part of me. But when you just start out, 1 hour can seem a bit hard. And that's why I always encourage people, try to build a personal brand around that thing so that you can also be adding value to people while you practice. All right. Even though nobody may be watching, they may not be liking your posts on Instagram and all of that, but be adding value with what you're learning, what you're practicing, and you will find fulfillment doing that 1 hour rather than just doing that 1 hour in a closed environment. There's so much I could tell you, but let's just leave that. Let's answer this question. Is it okay?
All right. Yes.
Because I know our time is up. So but let me just help this person because I think it will help a lot of people. The question says, I'm currently working as an assistant teacher, but the salary is too poor. And I'm trying to put my best in the job. What can I do that they can increase my salary? Good question. Good question. I don't think you should do anything for them to increase your salary. I think you should go and find yourself. I think your focus is too much on your salary. And that's my problem with you. Your focus should be about your future, not your salary. Too many times we are too focused on salary, and that's too myopic to build a life on. See, those people that hired you as an assistant teacher, they may not even be able to pay what you are worth. So should you keep trying to increase your salary in that environment? Or should you be trying to get out of the environment? Or should you be investing in yourself? See, there is a level. Listen, guys, this would help somebody. I wish I could draw. I wish we have a lot of time. Listen to this. I want you to always think of yourself as content. And anywhere you're in, or any job you're in, or any career you're in as container. And listen to this. It will help somebody. Don't ever forget this. Record this somewhere. Put it somewhere. You are content. That job is a container. There's an amount of investment you put in yourself that you will outgrow your container. And then there is a kind of investment you put in yourself that you will remain in the container. It is not oh my God, I wish we had 5 hours. It is not a curse. There's no magic there. You choose whether you want to stay in the container or you want to outgrow the container. It is you, it's your choice. So if you're an assistant teacher right now, I don't think your focus should be on the salary. Your focus should be on outgrowing the container. And guess what? Every time you go to an interview, people can tell whether you are fit for the container that they want to bring you in to, or you are not there yet. They can tell by your answers to some of their questions. They can tell. You grow to some of the levels that you're aspiring for, not just go into it, you grow into it. So I'm not saying leave your current job. I say start investing in yourself right now to outgrow that job. See, there is a way you outgrow the job, they will even be the one to send you away. I'm not kidding. Oh my God, it sounds weird, and that's why I wish we had a lot of time. Like I could explain it. There's a way they will send you away. They will say, you know how in the Bible they told Isaac, you are too big for us. It's time to go. Like they had to send him away. You are too big for us. Go. Your employer will look at you and say, Christina, we can't pay you what you're worth. In fact, they will be the one to recommend you for a higher position in one of their, another company. Or they promote you to the point that you have reached elastic limit of promotion. Even the headmaster of the school will step down for you to be headmaster because it's like your capacity is too much. Okay. All right. Somebody is asking me one question privately that should I find something else before they leave their current job, or should they leave where they are? But an opinion say they should get somewhere else before they leave. Similar to that question I just answered. Please, if you don't leave your source of income, don't leave your source of income. That's very, very important. I think you should get another job before you leave. Even if, for instance, you found purpose. Unless, of course, you feel a sense of divine urgency within your spirit man to leave all that you are doing immediately. That happens. But if you don't feel that sense, please don't. I beg you. That income is still going to help you. But while you're at it, remember, your goal is to outgrow the container. Your goal is not the biggest salary. Your goal is to outgrow the container. God bless you all.
Wow, thank you. Let's drop, clapping emoji, whatever your favorite emoji, drop it in the chat box. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. We are so grateful. We are so grateful for what you've poured into us tonight. We're so grateful. And yes, find the area of your life where you carry grace. That really stood out for me. That really stood out, and outgrow the container. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Okay, I would like to invite Christina up now.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I like what this person just shared. My goal is to outgrow the container. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, time is fast spent. We want to let you go in another 4 minutes. This has been insightful, but trust me, we knew when we were coming to this session that we cannot exhaust the subject, okay? We knew that, but we needed to, this is the starter conversation. You say you want to transition. I think that one of the questions you can answer after a session like this is, what is my motive for even trying to transition? That's why we had this conversation, the first live session in the series on transitions. Let's first answer the why. Why are you trying to change jobs? And that's everything we've learned today is going to help you. It's going to help you. All right, sir, got it, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. All we've learned today is supposed to help you answer that why. Answer that why. And it's the first step in the conversation. We didn't plan to answer all the questions, but just before we leave, we want you to know that, going from here, we know that you still have so many questions. And trust me, when Dr. Sam was sharing, I was literally, I tried not to jump out of my seat because I know that some of the things he's sharing may sound a bit alien to some of us because we've gotten so used to the rat race. You've listened to so many conversations that have made you feel like, except you toil, you cannot succeed. Like life has to be hard. It has to be tough, but it's not that. That's why I like what he said about graces. And this is like, I can draw so many insights from this with the story of my own life, because I feel like I left that place of toiling and took and dared to try out, functioning in a space where I was graced for. And it looks like a very, very foolish decision initially, because that meant giving up a high-paying Big Four, job to chase what I knew God was calling me to do, what was purpose for me. But I took that step 3 years ago, and I'm here now, and I'm looking back, and I'm like, it was so tough at that point, but that was one of the best decisions I had made in my life. I know that everyone in here, you're here because you probably feel like more is calling out to you. You probably feel like, hey, what does it have to be so hard? Or you're already feeling that nudge. And don't worry, even all the experience you've gotten so far, as you progress, you realize that it was also relevant for your journey. No experience is wasted, none at all. But the point is, are you going to respond to that call for more that has brought you into this room? Or are you going to just go back to normal life and say all those things they're saying? They sound fancy. I have practiced this with my own life. And some people here know me and know my story and know my journey. It's not the easiest work, but it doesn't have to be so tough. Sessions like this are supposed to help you understand it better and know what to do. More so, as we progress from here, like I said, we knew that we can't answer all the questions here. And that is why we are going to have a career transition masterclass. We are having a masterclass. If you're serious about progressing after this conversation, go and sit down and ask yourself, why? Am I trying to switch jobs because I'm chasing security, because I'm chasing money? What is your drive? What is stirring that desire to transition within you? That's a question. And yes, the replay will be sent to everyone, after this, because you should go over the session, absolutely. Just like Dr. Sam shared with us, we can go over to sign up for SPIN, the School of Purpose and Influence, to dig more into this conversation around purpose, just in case for you it's a bit blurry. But there are some people here who already know what they should be doing, who know what their gifts are, who know what is calling out to them. But they're dealing with things like fear, and that's why we're having this masterclass in March. They're dealing with things like fear. They're dealing with things like, is it time? Should I be moving now? All right, am I ready? They don't know how to actually plan that transition to have a soft landing. They are scared about what will happen to their finances. And these are valid concerns. Trust me, when I was transitioning, in fact, I remember very clearly that the day that was my send-off was going on from my employment at the Big Four, my send-off was ongoing when my promotion letter came to the next level. And I saw the salary growth that was supposed to come. And I went on like, God, what are you doing with my life? You mean I'm walking away from this? My leaders at the time were like, okay, maybe now that you've seen this money we're offering you, you won't go. But I still went, and it's still the best decision I made. It was a lot of things I learned the hard way, but this is a session where I'm together with a number of people who have experience in this space coming together in a masterclass to run you through. By the end of this program, you would have a lot of questions answered. You will know how to move from just the desire to transition to actually taking action. All right. You will know what you need to put in place before you make any move. You will know if you are even ready for the move yet, or you need to make a plan and give yourself another 1 year. And what should you be doing in that 1 year period to help you have a safe landing? These are the things we're covering at the masterclass happening in March. All right. The masterclass is at an extremely discounted rate. It's an unbelievable price, and I know it because of the value it's going to present to anyone who participates. All right, but if you are serious about next level, I'm a personal witness, and those here who know my story, I'll share more about my story, at the masterclass. I have literally gone, it was almost like I dropped down to zero and then I'm back up again. In fact, the only reason why I can do what I'm doing here with DYP alongside the other team members is because I dared to go after my dreams. And this right here, this class we're having right here is part of the fulfillment of my own purpose for me. Okay, but it did not start it wasn't always like this. I've gone through a journey, and some other people here have gone through that journey. I was saying, we can put you in the class and provide guidance. And it's discounted because we're not trying to make money. Like, the goal for DYP is not income, it's to help. Okay, I don't know anywhere else you see this kind of price. In fact, I wish that I had access to a master class like this when I was transitioning. I feel like it would have made my life a lot easier because I stumbled a lot of things. I paid a lot of money, trying to find answers. I'm thankful for the entire process because it has brought me to a place where I've been able to help a few people, and some of those people are in this room as well. All right, how do we pay for the masterclass? The links will go up there. Is like you can see an early bird discount. All right, and it's just going to be, this discount is only available for 24 hours. All right, because the price is already so low. Then we now put an early bird discount again. It's just for the purpose of encouraging those who are serious about taking action. So I'm going to drop the link right now to make payments in the chat box. You can take it down, and if you have any further questions that can help you make a decision about joining this masterclass, as you can see, if you are very self-aware, you will know upfront that this is not about money. But the reason why it's important to put a fee to this is because commitment is required because of the quality of efforts that will go into this session. It is a masterclass. We're going to have senior professionals like Dr. Sam come around to share. Even though it feels like you kept saying, I need 5 hours, because these things take time, and it's supposed to be a closed session. We're just trying to onboard a handful of people who are serious and we move with them. It's not about a crowd at all. Okay, so I'll just go right ahead and share that link in the chat box right away. If you know that you should be in this session, then you should be here. That's all I have to say. If you know you're supposed to be here, please be here. Don't miss it for anything. One of the things we knew about this whole program is that a number of people are transitioning, and that's why we are doing this in this period. All right, so that's the link. I just dropped it in the chat box. That's the Naira link. For Naira payments, you have that. And then I'll drop the dollar link for those who are outside Nigeria. All right, I'm dropping the dollar link now for those who are outside Nigeria. For the rest of this month in DYP, please follow us. Even if you're not in the middle of transitioning now, you feel like, oh, okay, that's okay. But one of the best things you can do for yourself is to be armed with knowledge even before you need it, okay? So if you want to join this session, it's okay. And then one other good thing you can do for yourself now is join the DYP network, because we're going back now and we're going to be sharing some of the tips that Dr. Sam shared with us and having conversations around them. For the rest of this month, we're going to feature 1 or 2 senior professionals who have transitioned and are now doing very well. We're going to feature them and let them tell their story, so that you can also draw strength from how other people have been able to successfully transition. So please follow us on Instagram at Dear Young Professional. There's a lot going on. All right? So ensure you follow us at bit.ly/join DYP. You also get a chance to join the network. And by doing that, you are able to access all the resources that will be shared. Like I mentioned earlier, this session will be shared with everyone. Everyone will get the session in their email. I see some people sending me private messages about desiring to pay for this session. It's not this one. It's a free session, and everyone will get it for free. Right? It's the master class that will be paid for, and that's happening in March. If you know you need this master class, or you know anyone who needs it, just get them in. Just get them in. This thing is not rocket science, and too many people need to get up and move. Too many people just need to find answers and apply and execute, because life doesn't have to be toiling. The lilies don't toil. The birds in the air don't toil. Why do you want to toil? Why do you want to choose a life of hardship, right? Where you can function in a space of your grace, all right, with guidance and with a lot of wisdom, just like Dr. Sam has shared with us. All right, so the links are up there. Remember, join the network for more information. A lot of discounts happen within the network and all that. bit.ly, let me drop that as we wrap up. I am done here, ladies and gentlemen. Gosh, I'm so excited about tonight's session because so many things were so relatable. Like I said, I wanted to just jump off my seat and say, yes, tell them. Forgive me. I know my excitement is a lot. It's just joy. It's a joy of hearing the truth. The truth is simple, or sometimes too good to be true, but it's the truth. It's the truth, and the truth is what Dr. Sam shared with us today. So look out for the replay, all right? Look out for the replay in your email box. We will send that across to you. Look out for that. All right, on this note, I will stop sharing. Let us know if you need any help or clarity to get you on the career transition program. Please let us know. If you do make payment, please send your proof of payment to us by email. All right, info@dypofficial.com. info@dypofficial.com. All right, let me drop that. So please send evidence of payment when you've done that to us. And then, of course, we'll be in touch to get you onboarded on the program, on the masterclass. info@dypofficial.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. Gosh, I literally get high on wisdom. Thank you, everybody. Yes, Dr. Sam had to run off, take the boys to school because, it's such an early morning session for him over there. The time difference is crazy, and he made such a huge sacrifice to be here. We really appreciate you, Dr. Sam. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to those who are thanking DYP Network. I hope that this was value for you. If it was value for you, please say something about today's session on your status somewhere. Somebody else may need this replay and may need to watch it. If they still send in their emails like they were registering for the session, they will get the replay as well, all right? So thank you, everybody, for being here. We've had a full house, and this has been fun. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, on behalf of the entire team, the DYP team, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. It's been a pleasure hosting you. The entire team is happy that you were able to make it. All right. Thank you so much. We would give you time to sign off as we have some music going on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I'm so excited. Thank you. Yeah, I think I've enabled unmuting just in case anybody wants to.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Compare Extraordinary.
Namaste.
Thank you. Have a very good evening.
Thank you.